Hello and welcome to today's video on how we move from negativity to positivity. One way of doing it, because if you're in a really negative state, if you're feeling very angry or sad or depressed or very anxious, having somebody tell you to just think a positive thought or bring something positive to mind and you can just switch, it's ridiculous. There is a process from moving from negative to positive. And it's a lot easier to move out of that negative state and into a positive state. This isn't just about, because it could be enough to just move out of a negative state into feeling more neutral. And that would be good enough if you were feeling dreadful before. But if we're looking at this from the point of view of actually beginning to change your mindset, if, say, you're an anxious person, because I'm doing this series on anxiety on the whole of May, if you're a very anxious person, the relief of just getting to neutral is immense. But what if you'd like to go from being an anxious person to being peaceful? You can't just skip from one to the other. There's an interim phase. So it's not about saying happy clappy affirmations or psyching yourself up into being in a better mood or visualizing yourself being more positive. There has to first be an acknowledging of where you are right now. And again, this is absolutely where being present to what is comes into place. Because if you're trying to paste something on top of something that's very deeply entrenched, it's an uphill battle. It's going to be a slow, hard, difficult process. It's a lot easier just to come into where you are right now and neutralize it. So what I mean by that is if you're feeling, well, let's just take you're feeling fearful, seeing as we're talking about anxiety here, but you could apply this to anything you're feeling. You could be feeling sad or depressed or angry or ashamed or guilty, whole gamut of emotions. But let's just take anxiety or feeling frightened. Say you're feeling frightened. Now, think about how you would like to feel instead. I'm assuming you would like to feel calm and peaceful or courageous. So what you would do is just breathe into whatever you're feeling, be as completely with it as possible. If you're not sure about how to manage the actual emotions or feelings of it, do what we did in the last video, which was about being quiet in the body. Just bring yourself down into the body and into the somatic sense of what's going on, because your body will hold these feelings for you. So whatever you're feeling, breathe into it. I'm not so much leading you through, it's just giving you steps to follow. You could go along with me right now with a relatively small, uncomfortable feeling. So just breathe into right where you are now. And if you can name what you're feeling, you could ask yourself, again, just to make it a bit easier than going straight into the emotion if you're not used to that, you could say, what is it? What's going on right now? And say what's going on right now is fear or anxiety. Just say a fear. Where do I feel that in my body? So you might feel it churning in your gut. So you just bring your attention, you could place your hand over your gut, exactly where you feel that churning, uncomfortable sensation. And as you breathe, just intend that you direct your attention there. You direct your breath with your intention there. So with your intention, you're bringing attention to that area. Breathing in and out of it. In and out. And if you know how to do the HeartMath practice of going into the heart and breathing through an emotion, making an emotional change, then use that, because that's a very rapid way of changing a state as well. But just purely working with what you're feeling, just keep breathing through whatever you're feeling, breathing through the physical sensation of it. And sometimes this will bring up even stronger emotions, even stronger feelings. And that's okay. Just breathe through it, because those emotions, those stronger feelings, are going to come out somewhere. You'd rather do it in the privacy and the quietness of your own home than, say, at work or in a social gathering or with family. So deal with it on your own where it's safe, or seek help and support if you need it. So breathing into that, and just keep breathing through it until you notice a shift, until you find that you're coming into a calmer space, a more neutral space. And when you're completely calm, this is when you can begin to bring in something positive. And one way of doing that is to just ask the question. You could go into your heart, just place your hand over your heart, bring your attention down into that space and say, okay, where would my heart like me to be right now? Or just ask, where would I rather be right now? And whatever response comes up, whatever feeling, state, or emotion comes up about where you would rather be, how you would rather feel, then ask yourself, when have I felt this before? Because you will have felt it before. If it comes up, then it's somewhere in your memory, in your neurology. Ask yourself where you felt it before, and let that memory come in as fully as possible and breathe into it. Allow that feeling to expand, allow those positive feelings to expand. And then throughout the rest of the day, if you can, keep reminding yourself of this. Just bring that memory back. You could write it down. Sometimes the act of writing down a pleasant memory or a pleasant feeling will anchor it within you. Now, what you're doing here is you're rewiring your neurology. Because if you've heard of the term neuroplasticity, this is a scientific term for what scientists realized about the brain a few decades ago, in that we can actually rewire, change the way we are. This is fairly common knowledge now, but decades ago, science thought that the way our brain and our mind was wired was finite. You couldn't change it. It's the way you are. This is rubbish. As science has found out, and anybody that works with internal transformation work knows that this is so, that of course we can rewire our neurology. And there are many, many, many ways to go through it. I'm doing it from a very somatic place of rewiring the neurology. But in this month of May, we're dealing with anxiety and fear, and it's very difficult to deal with that from the perspective of the mind, because the mind is on hyperdrive. We have to come out of the mind and into the body and change it there. And I will look at one or two more things to do with the mind in another video. Ways of just examining the mind that begins to quieten it. Questions you can ask yourself. And again, if you're enjoying these videos that are looking at how to deal with anxiety from that somatic sense, please go to the link below and check out my course, 28 Days of Healing Anxiety. And there's a discount code for the rest of this month of May, which is 28 days. 28 days is a discount code, 30% discount off this course for the rest of this month. And there's a one-to-one session with the course, with me, for if you're finding anything in the course challenging or difficult, or just want extra support. So please do check it out, find out more about it if you like. And I go into everything I'm doing in these videos a lot more deeply and a lot more potently. So until next time, thank you for watching.